Hello, and welcome to Why Take These IM Courses in My Career? The role of technology in and for libraries. Start with a quick quote. In the quote, it's, in the end, only the smart will survive. So let's take a look. Software helps predict who wants Big Macs. Do you want fries with that? Never mind, we already know. Utilizing technology, you can determine what people are interested in. That's one of the advantages of our competitive intelligence course. We want to take a brief look at technology, the impact of libraries, how you go about discovering insights, and competitive intelligence. So let's look at the background. Beyond the traditional skills needed to read and write, new skills are needed to use this technology. You need skills to interpret and analyze. You need skills to communicate. This is from the National Forum on Information Literacy. 2 key points: analyze, interpret data, and communicate. In the 2004 keynote address, Elizabeth Wilson stated, "Our future will be determined in how we respond to information technology, and how we respond to the volume of digitized information, and how we respond to our patrons and clients' anytime, anyplace, anywhere requirements." As such, then, how do we do that? Technology helps us. So with technology, let's look. Memory, 32-fold increase in the amount of available memory, and that's going to only continue to explode. That provides us the ability to put content into memory and easily manipulate it. CPU speeds, massive improvement. Computer speeds, 36 trillion instructions in a second. Storage, continually doubling so that you can store the volume of information. The volume of information by 2012 is expected to be 30 times more than today. Today, 2009, we've already created this year 4 exabytes of unique data. Exabyte being 1,000,000 trillion characters. So how are you going to search it? How are you going to present that massive amount of data? What about the internet? There's over 1 billion people accessing the internet today. The question is, how are you serving each one of your clients? Each one of those 1 billion people can be a unique client for you to work with. The freshman class of 2003, it wasn't that long ago. In fact, some of you may be members of that class. Grew up in a wired world. They don't remember when the web didn't exist. They have zero tolerance for delay. Typing is preferred to handwriting. Staying connected is essential. The issue becomes, how are you helping the second graders who now sit down and program robots? You're a public librarian and you don't know how to program a robot. How are you going to help these 7-year-old kids? They've just competed in the Lego competition after doing logistics and transportation. Next year, they're working on microbiology. How do you help those people who have no tolerance, not for typing, but why? They're used to touching screens. They have even less tolerance for people than you did. Let's look at the performance record of sending data. Sending data over the internet in 4 seconds. A full DVD movie, 4 seconds. Data can be accessed from anywhere and provided to anyone at any time. So, what's the impact to libraries? Look at the mission statements of these libraries located close to us. Information resource, innovative technologies from Ann Arbor. Supporting the needs of all residents, Brighton. Lifelong learning, Grand Rapids. Professional information needs, Plymouth. Each one of these is telling you something. You must have state-of-the-art skills to be considered for a job. You must be good at providing access to this in excess of 4 exabytes of data. So, how do you do that? In the study, the 2000 study, these researchers found that libraries should become, and are desirable to become, the place to be training centers. That's going to be your job and your mission. So how are you going to contribute to these training centers? A competitive advantage is to have your certifications. Do you have certification to teach office productivity tools? If not, why not? So let's continue and discover insights. Over 50% of knowledge workers, over 50% of workers are knowledge workers after 1996. That means more people are working on understanding and accessing information. Also, over 90% of the scientists who've ever lived are alive today. They're creating new insights and new pieces of information. Your challenge then is to help them find that data. Here's an interesting chart that shows you the information field. The field that you're working in is exploding. In the year 2000, over 66% of the workers were involved in the information, knowledge, education, enterprise field. A massive area to work in. So, let's look at competitive intelligence. You saw that it's exploding. Information is just all over. That's yielding analysis paralysis, or if you will, an overabundance of information. The problem becomes, how do you get attention given all that volume of information? Access to this information and understanding that information become the competitive weapons of the 21st century. Also, we saw that over the knowledge rate, 50% of the knowledge workers' skills are outdated within 3 to 5 years. It says by the time you graduate, some of you will have taken courses that are no longer valid. So how do you get this competitive advantage? How do you serve your customer? You can do that through creativity, through innovation, perhaps being faster, compete on time, perhaps competing by providing outstanding customer service. So as you look at Wayne State Academic Library, who is our competitor? Is it public libraries or distance universities? Perhaps digital libraries, perhaps national universities or Borders or Barnes & Noble or Google or even Microsoft. So who is our competitor? Let's look at our recently designed website. Take a look at it. Notice information's everywhere. Notice different size, different color. How does it grab your attention? Notice the volume of links. Notice they put 2, maybe 3 different search boxes on here. Well, as you look at that, and what you'll see in 7490, competitive intelligence, we graded that site. And what did we find? we find that you need, for readability of that site, an advanced doctoral degree to understand what the heck that site is all about. Is that the kind of site you want in your public library? A site where the average person cannot even understand what it looks like? In this slide, what you see is how all the various courses are put together. So what you've seen is a variety of different courses and how they're put together. I'd like to thank you for your attention. If you have any questions, here's my email address. And if you liked what you saw and heard, please contact our director, Stephen Bajali, and demand to be admitted into the IM program. I thank you very much for your time.